Sprigatito absorbs sunlight through its fur, sharpening its senses as it moves silently through vegetation. Florigato refines its agility, using flexible movements and razor-sharp leaves to control close combat. Meowscarada blends illusion and speed, striking from the shadows before disappearing without a trace. Fuecoco stores excess heat within its body, releasing uncontrolled flames as a defensive instinct. Crocalor stabilizes its inner fire, using sound vibrations to regulate combustion. Skeledirge channels volcanic energy through its voice, turning sound into destructive force. Quaxley maintains constant discipline, using clean, precise movements to dominate aquatic terrain. Quaxwell trains relentlessly, refining balance and coordination for high-speed engagements. Quaquaval fights like a performer, combining rhythm, power, and fluid motion into overwhelming offense. Lechonk survives through adaptability, feeding constantly to build endurance in hostile environments. Oinkalone uses its dense body mass and heightened senses to protect territory and intimidate rivals. Tarantula creates elastic traps, using silk tension to immobilize prey far larger than itself. Spidops constructs complex hunting zones, manipulating terrain through calculated web placement. Nimble relies on sudden acceleration, darting unpredictably to avoid larger predators. Low-kicks ambushes targets from above, striking with bladed limbs before enemies can react. Pawmi generates static electricity through movement, discharging power via physical contact. Pawmo amplifies its electrical output, sustaining prolonged combat through repeated strikes. Pawmot converts stored electricity into life energy, reviving allies through direct contact. Tandemouse survives as a unit, relying on coordination and numbers rather than strength. Mousehold overwhelms threats through collective movement, functioning as a single organism. Fido ferments naturally over time, its elastic body resisting physical damage. Daxbun hardens through heat exposure, developing thermal resistance that turns fire into fuel. Smoliv stores nutrients within its body, slowly accumulating energy to survive harsh climates. Dolive matures by conserving resources, becoming more resilient as it absorbs sunlight. Arboliva anchors itself to the land, releasing restorative energy that reshapes its environment. Squawkabilly uses aggressive vocal displays to dominate territory and provoke rivals. Knackley absorbs minerals from its surroundings, crystallizing its body for protection. Knacklestack reinforces itself by stacking hardened salt, increasing defensive mass. Garganicle weaponizes purified salt, extracting moisture from anything it strikes. Charcadet burns with unstable energy, constantly searching for combat to evolve. Armarouge channels psychic force through heavy armor, turning fire into controlled artillery. Cerulege converts hatred into flame, striking with spectral blades fueled by resentment. Tadbulb generates bioelectricity through elastic organs that pulse with stored charge. Bellybolt amplifies electrical output by expanding its body, releasing devastating surges. Wattrel rides ocean winds, building static energy through high-speed flight. Kilowattrel discharges massive electrical arcs, striking targets from extreme range. Mastiff survives through intimidation, using raw aggression to mask vulnerability. Mabostiff protects its pack with unbreakable resolve, fighting through pain and exhaustion. Shroodle marks territory with toxic saliva, weakening prey over time. Grafii spreads corrosive toxins, turning urban environments into hunting grounds. Bramblin drifts endlessly, moved by wind as it absorbs lingering life energy. Brambleghast controls its movement through spectral force, attacking by violent rotation. Toadstool mimics fungal life, escaping threats by rapidly folding its limbs. Toadstool manipulates terrain with elastic tentacles, overwhelming enemies through reach. Clawf clings to cliffs with immense strength, ambushing prey from vertical surfaces. Capsicid produces volatile compounds, using spice as both defense and deterrent. Scovillain regulates extreme heat, unleashing fiery attacks fueled by chemical reactions. Relor compacts soil and nutrients, shaping survival through relentless labor. Rabska generates psychic fields, preserving life energy within floating orbs. Flittle floats using weak psychic power, drifting with minimal control. Espathra accelerates neural processing, overwhelming foes with sudden psychic bursts. Tinkertink scavenges metal relentlessly, forging weapons far larger than itself. Tinkertuff strengthens through repetition, refining raw force into controlled strikes. Tinkerton hunts steel types, wielding massive hammers forged from stolen materials. Wiglet burrows beneath sand, striking without warning before retreating underground. Wugtrio coordinates rapid attacks, overwhelming prey through synchronized movement. Bombardier drops improvised weapons from above, executing aerial ambushes. Finizen thrives socially, drawing strength from proximity to others. Palafin conceals its true power, transforming only when allies are in danger. Varoom burns toxic fuel internally, propelling itself through unstable combustion. Revavroom weaponizes pollution, accelerating violently while spreading corrosive exhaust. Cyclizar adapts perfectly to human environments, functioning as both mount and survivor. Orthworm coils its hardened body, resisting metal attacks while tunneling endlessly. Glimmet absorbs toxic minerals, glowing as chemical reactions intensify. Glimora releases crystalline poison, turning its body into a living hazard. Grivard drains ambient life force, sustaining itself through spectral attachment. Houndstone manifests grief as power, striking with energy formed from loss. Flamigo maintains constant tension, fighting through balance and precision. Citotl builds mass rapidly, insulating itself against freezing waters. Cetitan dominates icy terrain, using raw weight and momentum to crush prey. Veluza slices through water at extreme speed, shedding excess flesh for bursts of power. Dondozo functions as a living ecosystem, sustaining others within its massive body. Tatsugiri manipulates stronger Pokémon, surviving through deception rather than strength. Annihilate abandons mortality itself, transforming rage into eternal combat power. Clodsire absorbs toxins safely, thriving in environments lethal to others. Farigiraf processes threats from multiple perspectives, reacting instantly to danger. Dudunsparce survives through redundancy, relying on durability rather than evolution. Kingambit commands through dominance, growing stronger as allies fall. Great Tusk embodies primal strength, tearing through terrain with ancient power. Screamtail weaponizes sound, destabilizing enemies through sonic force. Brute Bonnet thrives on aggression, drawing strength from ancient instincts. Fluttermane exists between worlds, attacking with speed that defies perception. Slitherwing channels solar energy, combining brute force with insect ferocity. Sandy Shocks distorts electromagnetic fields, destabilizing everything nearby. Iron Treads advances relentlessly, crushing obstacles with mechanical precision. Iron Bundle weaponizes extreme cold, moving faster than organic limits allow. Iron Hands converts stored energy into devastating physical force. Iron Jugulis rains destruction from above, combining flight with overwhelming firepower. Iron Moth radiates lethal heat, sustaining itself through perpetual combustion. Iron Thorns absorbs electrical energy, releasing catastrophic surges. Frigibax stores cold internally, preparing for future evolution. Arctibax sharpens its frozen blade, adapting offense through balance and control. Baxcalibur dominates through sheer mass, freezing entire battlefields. Gimmighoul survives through obsession, hoarding energy one coin at a time. Goldengo transcends material form, existing as living wealth and energy. Wochien drains vitality, weakening entire ecosystems through cursed roots. Qianpao slashes with merciless speed, embodying destruction. Tinglu anchors itself to the earth, crushing everything beneath its weight. Chi-Yu burns endlessly, warping reality with cursed flames. Roaring Moon reflects ancient dominance, hunting with primal fury. Iron Valiant merges combat styles, striking with lethal efficiency. Koraidon adapts through survival instinct, embodying prehistoric resilience. Miraidon manipulates energy itself, transcending organic limitations. Walking Wake controls ancient waters, bending pressure and motion. Iron Leaves strikes with surgical precision, blending speed and psychic force. Diplin defends itself through layered sweetness, trapping enemies in sticky terrain. Poltergeist inhabits abandoned vessels, sustaining itself through lingering warmth. Sinistra drains vitality slowly, turning hospitality into a weapon. Okidogi enforces loyalty through brute strength and toxins. Monkey Dory manipulates others mentally, thriving on deception. Fezandipiti controls influence through charm, bending perception itself. Ogapon adapts masks to survive, reshaping identity through necessity. Archaludon stabilizes itself through conductivity, converting electricity into structural power. Hydrapple overwhelms prey with relentless pressure, striking from all directions. Gouging fire radiates primal heat, scorching the land itself. Raging Bolt commands storms, channeling ancient thunder. Iron Boulder advances without hesitation, breaking defenses through momentum. Iron Crown dominates mentally, overwhelming enemies through psychic authority. Terrapagos regulates terrestrial energy, maintaining balance across reality. Pecharunt manipulates desire, corrupting others through toxic temptation.